Hey guys, this is FOMO Nomo from the Happy Profits. What I want to do is show you a couple chart patterns. I'm going to just show you one probably every day of a pattern that I see in the market, and then I plan the trade on it. So if you're starting to get keen and getting better, there are patterns to these financial endeavors here. So I'm going to just pop up one chart. I'm going to pop this up. I saw this coming up, and let me zoom in on here. We saw some Australians talk like that, so it's quite funny. So here's a symmetrical triangle. Two things you're going to find out about it is basically a stock is going up, and you eventually start seeing it compress. So eventually stocks are compression, expansion, and then eventually larger expansion. So basically contracting and impulsing. So symmetrical triangle is basically indecisions on top and the bottom, and eventually they get to a point where the stock has to break down or it has to break up. So I'm going to just show you one that I was noticing in pre and then did trade it in pre. And I want to just show you that, look, it can go up and it can go down. It almost looks like the exact same shape, but it does break down or break up. But usually when it does break down, you'll see it look over here. Let me see if I can get a little line right here and see if I can get a big fat arrow. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to just take one line right here. Hopefully, yes, just duplicate as this. I don't know what it's going to do, but here, let me see if I can do what I wanted to do earlier. And undo change. But anyway, basically a stock is going to have to break this previous price or this previous price for a short, because it's basically making a decision right there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the stock I saw. It was COSM in pre-market, and that's why we took the trade, and it had perfect two little trades. So I'm going to show you how I traded it live and how I set up for it, and I had alert for it as well. So basically all those little things. So right here, we're going to pull this open right here. Let me slide over. All right, so CSM, you probably don't see much. You just see this chop, chop, chop. But eventually you see very, very symmetrical charts. So eventually I'll see this, and I'll draw this trend line coming here. So let me draw the trend line up here. Let me zoom in a lot, and then I see the trend line coming in here. Called this out about 20 minutes before it happened, right here. And so now I'm going to draw something that's probably going to go away, but let me go ahead and draw it for you. Oh, it's a polyline. It's basically going up, down, up, down, and you see it compressing. And right here it's going to make a decision to go right now here, which it did, or it was going to go down there just like that drawing we just looked at. So if you're looking for a short, you could stay here, and obviously this would be your entry right here. Or if it's a long, it would have to be here. So this is going to go away in a second. I don't know how to keep it. I don't know if there's a space bar. Oh, space bar. Oh, space bar. We're going to see if that works. Okay, it went away like I thought. I'm going to go ahead and draw my trend line right here. I'm going to draw it from here, the nearest high. Going to draw it to the nearest low right here. That's usually what I will do inside that when it starts coning up or funneling into the shape. So right here, this is where it made its last higher or lower high, and then it broke this higher, this lower high. So now we have a higher low. So right here, it ran to target 1 perfectly, and then it rebroke and ran to target 2 perfectly. And at the open, it almost redid the same trade right here and here. And it's basically channel trading. If you see these purple lines, these were drawn early on in the market, supply and demand, and basically support and resistance lines. So right here is basically channeling in between these two right here all morning, and then eventually it starts funneling in, and that's when it's going to go break down or break up depending on what it is. But yes, right here at the 116 entry, went to target 1 quickly. Those are the trades I really will double, triple down on. And then when it rebroke, it did here. So I did take the whole trade once, and I did take 2 trades. So I actually took 3 trades, 1 all the way there, and then 1 here, and then a rebreak of the 124. So that is your symmetrical triangle that did actually go up instead of down, and you're just waiting patiently as it's funneling in, because basically buyers are selling or deciding if they're willing to pay more. Well, obviously this indecision did go up, and then eventually they weren't going to pay more. It did do one more retry. If you do look at these fib levels that I draw, they will break down and retry that level one more time. And they did, and I got this trade and the open market trade, same exact trade, and then it did break down because basically it's wide rejection at this price, and basically whoever had the bigger shares sold here and drove it back down. I don't know if it retrended the rest of the day. Yeah, one little click over here once it busted, and you see this support line earlier. Now it is resistance all day long until it pops once or twice at the end of the day. But I just wanted to share symmetrical triangle with you, and I hope that helps. And that was the trade I took on COSM. So y'all have a good day. Just wanted to give you all a little information over the weekend.